Uh-oh.
When is it?
We're going.
The first Saturday in May.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you got some time
Yeah,
to
I
get
got some
ready.
time.
If
We
you
gotta
need
get
some
you a
prep
date.
time, do you need some prep? It is a good date.
Zach is an eligible bachelor, ladies.
Oh,
He
my.
is eligible. He's a bachelor.
Dun, dun,
He wants to take you to the farmer's market.
That's not true.
That's a
What's
really
not
good
true?
date.
That you're eligible, or that you're a bachelor, or that you want to take him to the farmer's market?
All of it.
It's not true.
All of it. I think there's denial. I
Yeah.
read denial on that. I'm not sure I'm buying
He's
that.
enjoying the single life. He's a movie maker, and he gets to do what he wants when he wants. He's got his own place.
You do you,
And
boo.
so
Yeah. Thanks, boo.
You do you, boo.
he's doing his thing. The podcast starts now.
There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. There's no easy way out. Giving in can be wrong.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the No Easy Way Out podcast. Zach, are we excited today?
We are excited, yes.
Today is the best day ever, right?
100%, man.
It's
Yep.
snowing outside, but it's beautifully warm in here at the Armory. And we're excited. We got a great guest today, so we're excited to introduce her to you in just a second. But we have hit episode 30 of the No Easy Way Out podcast, season 2. This will be episode 5 of season 2. Is that correct?
That is correct, yep.
Thank you. I'm not great at math, so
right this time. Yeah,
Zach's
get it
here.
right.
He's my fact checker. And so we're excited about that. We're excited to have our guest today. But today's episode is brought to you by AZ Business Solutions. AZ Business Solutions is a full-service digital marketing agency located right here where we're sitting in the Armory. From responsive web design, search engine optimization, cutting-edge graphic design, quality video production, and professional photography, AZ is focused on this, delivering great results and growing your brand from A to Z. It's a mouthful.
But you got it, yeah.
Zach, you're so good at writing these things.
I didn't write that one.
Oh, you didn't know. Somebody was good when they wrote it. Visit us online at azee.co or give us a call at 844-360-AZ. So I'm excited today to introduce you to our guest. That is the one and only Tracy Peltier. Tracy is the executive director of the Owosso Farmers Market. So Tracy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. Tracy,
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a fun place to be.
It is.
This is the podcast for our area. It is. I think this
I
is
love
the
it.
funnest place to be. So we are excited. We've been wanting to have you on the show for a while. So why
Glad
don't
I
you?
could make it.
Yes,
in
me
the
too.
snow.
Especially on a snow day. You told us
I
you don't
to-
normally come out in the snow.
No, I'm not a fan. I'm
Not a
going to
fan.
admit it. It's
but
not my favorite
Are you
season.
born and raised in Michigan?
Yes.
And you still are not a fan of the snow? I'm not either.
I've tried to love it.
Yeah.
Like every year, I try and embrace it, and I do those little tricks. Like I'm going to say how pretty it is and how lovely it is, and then
then you-
like day 3, I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
It's pretty from indoors.
If I never had to leave, so I
yeah.
came out here for you.
Yeah,
I
we
just want
appreciate
you to
that.
recognize.
We
like,
feel blessed.
You know what I'm saying?
That you
All
would,
right.
that you would weather this snow for us.
Yeah.
So we'll try to make it worth your time.
Well, it already is. I got a good cup of coffee. I've seen friends. I'm a happy girl.
There you go.
That's it.
Well, why don't you tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what
Okay.
it is that you do?
Well, like you said, I'm Tracy Peltier. I'm the executive director of downtown Owosso Farmers Market, and this is my 11th season. So I moved here brand new to the area, knew no one but my husband. Needed to meet people, didn't really know where I was going to go do that. They had a little farmers market. I thought, well, I'll start hanging out there. Asked if I could be a volunteer. Rarely do people tell you no to that.
Right,
I've learned
yeah.
my lesson, by the way.
yeah,
Don't Can we just say, like, shh?
Yeah,
Shh,
exactly.
be quiet.
People will take free help.
They did.
yeah.
They did. And here we are 11 years later, and it's been our baby for that many years, and we've grown it and loved it, and we still do. We still look forward to having the farmers market. It's definitely a family affair.
Yeah.
Whether my family appreciates it or not,
Yeah.
you'd have to have them on and ask that question.
Yeah. So what started as just a little, let me help, it's turned into this huge thing. And actually,
Yeah.
the downtown Owosso's farmers market is one of the biggest outdoor farmers markets in
is.
Michigan. Is that correct?
It is. So what's interesting about that is how they determine if you're the biggest or near the biggest or one of the biggest. They do it not only based on the number of vendors you have, but also how long your season is. So we are, and I know I've seen both of your faces at the market. I do
Yeah.
take attendance.
Yeah. Oh,
So
you
just
do?
so you know, yeah.
Like,
I just,
with by hand
well,
or
in
just
my
in your
head.
mind? Okay.
So if I don't see you on a regular basis, you do go on a list.
Yeah.
It's not a
The
good
naughty
list.
list.
You don't want to be on there.
No, I don't wanna
now
be on
these
the
are
naughty
I'm
list.
telling the secrets because
Yeah.
this is I told you I'd be real and raw. So
Yeah.
the reality is, if you're not a regular, What's going on? What's
Yeah.
happening?
Well,
Don't tell me you golf, because I've heard that.
Yeah.
You can golf on a different day.
Yeah.
Sunday's a good golf day.
Yeah. Well, that's church day for me.
But you could go to church and then golf.
That's true.
I'm
That
just
is true.
saying the market could fit into your schedule,
Yeah.
and it should.
We
So-
fit the market, and we love. My wife and I love
Good.
going out to the market.
I
We
do
love-
see you. See, you're
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I
so
see your beautiful
I know what
faces.
happens when you make it on the naughty list for Santa. What happens when you make it on Tracy Peltier's naughty list?
Well, let me tell you, and my friends will tell you the same thing. It's never good.
Never good. You hear
No,
that, Zach?
it's just never
Yeah.
good. Zach, you
Yeah, I'll
better
start going to it,
represent.
yeah.
Are there a
You
lot?
better
Are there a
represent.
lot of millennials or Gen Z down at the farmers market?
You know what? Can I tell you how we shifted that? Actually, it's
Yeah.
a really good story. You love stories,
I love
right?
stories.
Foster Coffee. Everybody knows them. Everybody loves them. So when they first started, before they even had their brick and mortar, I knew I needed to get them at the market. So this
Yeah.
is how I do it, right? There's a lot of secrets behind this. You guys are getting the
Trade
truth.
secrets right
Yeah.
now being revealed.
So they started at the market before they ever had the brick and mortar, like I said, and I
remember that.
knew that they would bring that group.
Yeah, they were
and
so
that
cool and
group
hip.
was missing from the market.
Yeah.
It was really fun to watch, by the way, just really interesting. Every Saturday is fun to watch. The dynamics of the market, who shows up at 8 o'clock, who's still there at 11.
Right.
It's a hub, right? It's a
Yeah,
place to be. It's very
absolutely.
social.
Well, and some people think farmers market is just produce and vegetables.
we are
but
not.
Talk about. I mean, there's so many things out. What are some of
Yeah.
the things people can expect when they visit the farmers
Oh my
market?
Lord! Haven't we grown? Can you
Oh my-
believe
it's
it?
amazing.
It
It
is.
really
It
is
is.
amazing.
It is. So yeah, of
Several
course.
city blocks.
Yeah, several,
Yeah.
and bigger this year.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's awesome.
I might need a nap. So we, of course, the heart of us are the produce, right?
Yeah.
Locally grown.
Yeah.
So another secret that most people don't probably know is when I started the market, you were allowed to broker in. Broker in means you weren't a grower. 50% of your product could be brought in from a warehouse that you went and purchased for, just like Meijer does, just like Walmart does. I know. See,
Yeah.
you're learning stuff about me, aren't you? Okay, so it was 50% you were allowed to broker in. So that remained the kind of a status for a while.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call it a trend because honestly, I think it's here to stay. Like, we want to know where our food comes from and we want to know our growers. That's a big thing. It's a big deal for families. And so I started to kind of really plant the seeds of like, how do we shift this, right? Because your people that have been with you, some of those farmers have been with before I was. So I'm certainly not going to show up on a Saturday and go, so it's so great that you've given so many years and take care, bye-bye.
Right.
That's not very fair. However, how do we shift, right? So how do we go with a trend? And again, I hate to call it a trend because it's here.
Right.
So what I did is I changed the rules. And now to be in, if you're a produce, if you're a grower, you have to be a grower. You have to grow your stuff. You can't come in new. So the
Yeah.
newbies that you see are all smaller.
Yeah.
People wonder why I have so many small produce people. That's why, is because I want it grown on their land, by their hands. I want you to know the farmer. I want you to know where your food comes from. I think it's really important. So the market has changed in a lot of ways that are subtle, that maybe just if you show up on Saturdays, you don't know. You probably didn't know that one,
No.
I'm guessing. So it's grown in not only the products we have, but I spend a lot of my off time. There really isn't an off time because that's when I go find new people.
Yeah.
I stalk them. I find them. I'm going to tell the truth. Like, this is my truth telling time. I find them. I fall in love with them or their product or their story, their whole vision.
Yeah.
And then I'm relentless.
Yeah.
Like I sell Owosso.
Yeah.
Which used to be hard.
Yeah.
It was a challenge.
Yeah, I was just talking to someone about that last night. They were born and raised in Owosso. Now they live in Alaska, actually.
Oh, wow.
He was asking me a lot of questions.
Yeah.
He hasn't been here in, 8 or 9 years.
So it's
and
different.
Much different vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, much
So
different
even
vibe.
when I showed up 11 years ago, and I'm, tell the truth on that one too, I rolled into town and went, what? I mean,
Yeah, a lot
not
of
that I
people
came
did.
from a huge city. I came from Mount Pleasant, Michigan, which is like an hour, 15 minutes away. Central Michigan University, all that. But it is
Chippewas.
definitely the Chippewas. Very good. It's definitely a bigger town. Yeah. Bigger parks,
Yeah.
a lot
For
of
sure.
parks,
It's a
the park
college
system.
town,
It's a
yeah.
college town. A lot of different things. So when I moved here to marry Jeff, one of the first things I said to him when we decided, like, where do we live? Do you come to Mount Pleasant or do I come here? I said, I'm ready for a change because I ran a business for 18 years. Here's another secret. Most people do not know I ran a child development center. I'm actually from the child development world. Who knew? So I had a center that was mine for 18 years. So I've always been an entrepreneur. Started it at my home. I had 98 children, 29 staff members, and I did it for
I
18
have 6.
years.
I thought that was a lot.
You know what, you guys? I was tired.
I imagine.
Like, Jeff showed up, and I was like, "Dude, let's go."
Yeah.
Owosso looks great. We just need to add a few things.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the story of how I've come here. here. And I've really looked at the market the same way. You know, it's like not, there really are no limits as to what we do the market. I want you to come to the market for like 10 different reasons.
Yeah.
And I want you to stay at the market.
Well, it's cool. I mean, you come down. And we always park at Washington.
Yeah.
Walk down Exchange towards
Sure.
the Armory.
Right.
And you know, it's always cool to see who's going to be there.
Yep.
Of course, we have a few favorites that we look forward
Of
to.
course.
We love the cheese curds. We love the cheese curds. We love the Cinco Chicas or whatever the food truck when they're
me
there.
too.
We got to get them there more
I know.
consistently.
Help me. Help me.
Yeah, the street tacos, and then we love the cider donuts when they're there.
Oh, the cider
grab an egg
apple
roll
man.
grab an egg roll from Fortune
House.
and then we always get some fresh produce from some of the different. We get a lot of strawberry and rhubarb, and so it's neat to always come down. There's always neat little crafts, and
Yeah, it
then,
is.
then some Saturdays you have like business days where small
We do.
businesses can
Yes.
display down there and get to see. So we just enjoy it. It's just a time. Anytime we can get away from our 6 children, just to be quiet for
Right?
a minute, we enjoy that.
You enjoy
So
the market.
We
Yeah,
take the
I'm glad.
opportunities when we can, and
Good.
we enjoy it. So you're doing a great job.
Thank
it's
you.
fun. There's a lot of variety.
Thank you.
And if you're in our area, or if you're within driving distance of Owosso, it's
Sure.
worth the trip to come on a Saturday morning between 7 and
So the market opens at 8
8.
and goes till 1.
8 to 1.
The season starts the first Saturday in May and goes all the way to the last Saturday in October. We are a very long season.
Yeah.
And then we throw in 8 Thursday evening markets, and that's in conjunction with the amphitheater.
The
so we do
Moonlight
it with,
Market?
we
That's
do,
different.
it's
Yeah.
different, right?
Yeah.
So the amphitheater has a series of music they put on, live music, live shows at the
and
amphitheater.
that's just right down the corner from where the
It's-
farmers markets normally held.
Yeah, exactly. So we have farmer markets that actually participate along with the music. And this year we're moving it. It was at Kerwood Castle Park. We're actually putting it right on the grounds of the amphitheater.
Oh,
So there's
wow.
going
That'll
to
be
be
cool.
7 of them. And we end with the grand finale, which is everyone knows is Moonlight, which
Yeah.
is the huge. That's how it started. The
Huge.
Thursday night started with Moonlight, with literally a conversation between myself and a friend who said, you know, it would be really cool if you did a market at night, which I'd been thinking about for some time,
Yeah.
and did it along with the music.
Yeah.
And it was 6 weeks from the conversation to
Yeah.
the first Moonlight. Record-breaking numbers of people. It was a wow for all of us who stood there
Yep.
and went, whoa, all right then.
Yeah.
They anticipate there was over 5,000 people there, so it was big.
Wow.
And we're doing it again this year.
And,
so
and it's awesome. I mean, it's literally. I mean, the view of the river. It's right
It's
there on the river.
beautiful.
You got the Kerwood Castle Park, the Arts Center.
so
You have
pretty.
the Armory right there. Then you
Yeah.
have live music happening. You
Yeah.
have food trucks all around. You
Yeah.
have vendors, people making different things.
It's so great.
You have a lot of times performers there doing
Yeah.
things. You had a little kite parade the one year.
We did,
So
yeah.
I mean, it's just really cool
It's cool.
experience. It's fun for the whole family. It's a great date night, or
It
the
is.
farmers market itself is a great date Saturday
is,
morning thing.
yeah.
And so it is a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
it really brings a lot of culture to our little
It
town
really
here.
does.
And so, like I said, if you've never been, you need to go.
You need to go.
Get off of Tracy's naughty list, Zach. When it opens, we're going.
What is
We're
it?
going.
The
She
first
just
Saturday
said.
in May.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Okay, so you got some time
Yeah,
to
I
get
got some
ready.
time.
If
We
you
gotta
need
get
some
you a
prep
date.
time, do you need some
gotta
prep? It
get-
is a good date.
Zach is an eligible bachelor, ladies.
Oh,
He is
my.
eligible. He's a bachelor.
Dun,
He wants to take you to the farmers market.
That's
so
not true.
That's a
what's
really
not true?
good date.
That you're eligible, or that you're a bachelor, or that you want to take him to the farmers market?
All of it.
It's not true.
All of it. I think there's denial. I
Yeah.
read denial on that.
He's
I'm not sure I'm buying
He's
that.
enjoying the single life. You know, he's a movie maker, and he gets to do what he wants when he wants. He's got his own place.
You do you,
And
boo.
so
Yeah. Thanks, Boo.
You do you, boo.
he's doing his thing.
You do your
But
thing.
seriously, ladies, if you're interested, hit us up 844-360-AZ.
He's so going to be mad
Extension
at
3
you.
is Zach's extension.
He's so going to be mad at you for this. He really is. It is a good date. You can have a good date at the farmer's
It's a
market.
fantastic date.
It
My
is.
wife and I enjoy it.
No, it
and
is.
So
It's good.
we
We
have
love
the
it.
farmers market. We have the evening markets, the
Yes.
Moonlight Market,
We
which is the
do.
big finale. But there's a new thing you're involved with here
Yeah.
in a collaboration with the chamber.
Yes.
Talk us a little about that.
So one of my favorite things to do, and I have to give kudos and pats on the back to everybody, is the way the market is because of all my partnerships and collaborations. I knew right away it was going to be a really important piece to grow it and to make it what it is today. Is all about the relationships, honestly. So one of the things I learned very early on as an entrepreneur is I can't do it all. I just can't. I have my strong suits. I'm really good at some things. I'm excellent. And I got to tell you, I got some I'm really bad at. So, right? So I love to work with people. I love events. I love so many different things. I hate to raise money. Ugh, I mean, seriously, do not.
I like to spend money.
Well, yeah, that I'm
but
really good
raising
at
it
too.
is
But
not
raising it or asking for it, not really great at asking for favors. See, it's a bad. So what I found is I don't have to be good at everything.
Right.
What I need are key people in my world, friends of the market, whatever you want to call them, ambassadors, who are really good at that. So I seek those people out, and in doing so, I also seek out partnerships. So the first event I ever added to the farmers market were our kids' days. And I did that because I noticed there weren't a lot of families coming. There were like maybe a mom and a dad, but the kids weren't showing up. And I'm like, okay, that's the very first thing I did was add kids' day. It's always the last Saturday of every month, so it's consistent. You know when it's happening. But I also knew really a couple years into it, I can't man Kids Day. Like it's too much.
But you had 96 kids, so.
I did,
mean,
and
if
that is
anyone
my
could do it,
passion.
if
that
anyone
is,
could do it, you
it's
could do
still
it.
there. I don't want to do that again, by the way. I just want you to know.
96 will do it. Like I have 6, and I don't want to do that again.
I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it, but I don't want to do it again.
Understood.
So I reached out to different organizations that I thought, okay, could they have a presence in the market, showcase who they are? You know, give them a space, say, hey, listen, show up the last Saturday of every month. Elite Childcare did it for a long time. Springvale Academy did it for me just all last season. So they got to say, hey, this is who we are, this is what we do. And in turn, they ran my Kids' Day.
Very
So
cool.
they're bringing stuff out to play. They're doing the checkerboard. They're doing sidewalk chalk. They're doing bubbles. They're doing bounce houses. Faith Family was with me for years and years and years and did it. So it's those collaborations that are really key to the success of the market because I need those people.
Yeah.
You know, I really do. So
Absolutely.
the new one coming up that you had mentioned, Business on Ball, super excited about it. So the layout of the market runs on Exchange Street, flows right out of the Armory, which could I just say how much I love this building?
It's amazing.
I
We
love
being
this
here.
building
We love
so
being here.
much.
Yeah.
I love Jeff Deason, love the people at the chamber, and they're so much fun to work with.
Yeah.
So they were talking about how they could increase their membership and what their membership package was looking like and what it was having, and I kind of got a little like aha moment and thought, wow, what if I offer them, if you're a chamber member, you can come be part of the market. And I'm going to put you on Ball Street. We're going to call it Business on Ball. So you're going to get some exposure that otherwise you might not have.
Right.
You know how hard it is to have a business. It doesn't necessarily, people walk by you all day long
sure.
and not come in.
Yeah.
But you've got an opportunity to do a face-to-face, which is rare, to meet people that maybe you wouldn't otherwise see in your business and to build those relationships. Because it's about those relationships.
100%.
They might not even really need your product, but if they like you and they like your story and they connect with you, they're coming in.
Well, and statistically, I mean, and I don't know the exact number. You know, most statistics are made up on the spot.
Sure.
So I won't throw a number out. But
You
there is
could. No one would know if
there
you
is
were
a-
right or not.
Exactly. Somebody might Google me, though.
Oh, that's true.
So
Fact check. I'll fact check.
Fact
it right
check.
now.
Fact
Zach
check.
will fact check
check.
me. He tries to make sure the podcast stays, you know, full of integrity. So if
True,
I say
yeah.
something wrong, he'll call me
Oh
out
my
on it.
gosh,
Yeah.
is that a big job?
It's a
You're
huge
going to
job,
need
yeah.
a nap after
I
this.
know. That's why I got my coffee.
Oh,
Keep me
nap at a
awake all-
date.
Yes.
And maybe a Snickers. I don't know.
Yes.
Just saying.
To be you. No, I mean, but statistically, people are more likely to do business with people
Of
that
course.
they like or
Sure.
that they trust or that they are. So building those relationships is
It's
extremely
key.
important. you know.
Right. So I went to the chamber, Mr. Jeff Deason, and said, hey, I've got this idea. What do you think? I don't think he even hesitated. He was like, really?
Yeah.
Can we? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're a chamber member this year, you get to come out and be part of the market. You still fill out an application. You let me know what you're doing. We'll promo it with you. You're going to get a spot on Ball Street to meet people and interact and exchange. We used to do it once a month, and we called it Business on Ball. So really the big difference is it's all season long.
Oh,
It's
wow.
every Saturday. And if you're a chamber member, you get it for free.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Hear
That's
that, Zach?
right.
We should just do a podcast live from the
You know,
farmer's market
I would
every
totally
week.
be all about that, by the way.
We should go live. At
I
the
would love
farmer-
it.
Let's talk about that.
I mean,
I'm
really.
not even joking.
I'm
That'd
not
be
even
fun, Zach.
joking.
Let's
We
talk
could
about
just
it.
pull people off the street and bring
Yeah.
them on, talk about
Talk
the market.
to them. Yeah. I would
Yeah,
love
we could get
that.
some mics and walk around and interview people.
Yeah.
We
Can I
could have fun
tell
with
you
that.
what the interesting stories? I mean, you probably already know because you're a regular, and you will be. You see that look? That's the look you saved mostly for your children, but I
Yeah.
gave it to you just then. Okay. Is that the stories that you hear from the people at the farmers market? It's one of the best places to be. You
Yeah.
talk about just an exchange and building relationships and networking. I mean, so much happens there. Just to sit back and watch on a Saturday, like, it's entertaining.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
entertaining. There's
I
been
think
love.
We might be on to something.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good way to promo the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good way to meet people.
It's
We'll
a
talk
great
about
way
it,
to.
yeah.
Good
It's a
way
great
to
way to
plug
meet
the
people.
farmers market, especially the business on ball side, because a lot
Yes.
of the people we do business with probably will be there. So.
Yes.
They'll be
I'm
involved,
I'm
yeah.
really excited about it, honestly. Like,
Let's,
I love our downtown. I'm a huge fan, always have been, extremely involved in Main Street, the DDA. The success of our downtown businesses, how important it is. And one of the things I feel like I can offer and give is an opportunity for business to say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. Come learn about me. And hopefully we'll grow that business. That makes me feel really good. So
Yeah.
even though the core of the market is all about local food and eating healthy and all that, which it always will be, there's just opportunity for us to be bigger than just a farmer's market. We
sure.
are way bigger than just a farmer's market.
Absolutely. There's no
Yeah.
question about that.
I love
Well,
it.
we're excited. I think we should
Good.
honestly have a conversation
I would
about
be-
that, and I think that would be a lot of fun.
So people can start thinking about, what do you want to talk about at the podcast on Saturday?
Yeah,
So now the
exactly.
people that will be showing up going, oh, it's strawberry season. Oh, and we need to stop by Tony's booth because I got a little story to tell Tony about this.
Exactly. No,
I can
I'm-
see it. I can see it. I
love
can feel
It'll
it.
be
I
a
can
lot
see
of
it.
fun. I think it will be a great thing, and we just, like I said, we
I
just
love it.
enjoy talking and laughing with people, and so
It's so nice.
It'll
And
be
what a
good.
great thing for chamber members. I mean, I'm a big fan of the chamber, obviously, and what a great opportunity for them to really get their word out, especially new businesses or just where you want to reach a new audience.
For sure.
You're going to reach brand new people that you
sure.
normally would not see at the farmers market. And the farmers
Exposure, yeah.
market brings some people. I mean, you're not in that number yet, Zach, and I
Not
do
in there,
have
right,
that,
right.
but you will be. And then I've got,
Yeah.
1,001 once
Yeah.
you show up.
it might even be cool to do some sort of a live broadcast.
I would love
that's
it.
Just streaming on people's Facebook to get them down there.
Wouldn't
and
that be
do the
fun?
appeal. Yeah.
It would be a lot
Let's
of fun.
do
We'll
it.
have some fun
Yeah,
with
I'm
it.
jumping on it, yeah.
We'll have
So
some fun
do
with
it,
that.
Zach, and maybe you'll meet a date at the farmers market.
Instead
I mean,
of
I'm
bringing
just
it,
saying.
I'd meet one there.
Listen, love has been found there.
Yeah.
I have seen it. Oh yeah, I'm waiting for somebody to want to do a wedding at the farmers market. I have to tell you that's like one of my, like, it's in my head of like, that would be really cool to get married at the farmers market.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like a fall wedding, the
That would be cool.
pumpkins. I can see it
That
visually.
would- Well, keep up the good work. I think
Well,
it's
thank
awesome.
you.
And, this will be a great segue. We're talking about these partnerships and collaborations,
Yeah.
and that's what maybe we're going to establish here the same
There
way.
you go.
So we're excited about that. But, you've mentioned multiple times as we've been talking about all the things that you've done, but all along the way, it's been because you've had good,
It really is.
good partnerships with
Yeah.
good people.
It's not
You-
just me.
You can really, well, no, yeah, and,
Yeah.
and that's what you've mentioned. You've been able to focus on the things that you're really good at, and I think
Yes.
it's important for any entrepreneur or any event
Yes.
planner or any organizer to understand that if you try to be everything,
You can't.
it's better to do 80 things at
Yes.
100% than do 100
Yeah.
things at 80%.
I think people are afraid to admit that they're weak in a certain spot. I think it's
Yeah, for
fear.
sure. It's
that-
insecurity.
It's insecurity. If I were to look at you and go, look, I'm not good at raising money. I've said it in many
Mm-hmm.
forums before, and they're like, well, you have to be. Well, no, I really don't. Would it help if I was? Absolutely, it would help. Do I wish I could be? Sure.
Yeah.
But I ran a 501c3 for 18 years when I lived
Yeah.
in Mount Pleasant, and I'm guessing the leftover burnout from that is why I'm a little still like, oh, don't make me ask
Well,
for
and I
money.
think it's about being self-aware.
It is.
I talk about this all the time on the podcast, that you have to know yourself.
You do.
Like, you have to be able to admit, you have to know what you're good
You
at and be
do.
able to double down on it
Yeah.
and emphasize it and not feel guilty about
No.
really embracing it. But
No.
you also have to be equally as confident to say, I'm not good at this.
No, right.
And it doesn't mean that you say, well, because I'm not good at it, I'm not going to try.
No.
It's just about understanding that if I want to reach my maximum potential,
That's
if
it.
I really want to get the most out of myself and out of my company or my
Sure.
organization or my event, then I really have to find good people to partner
That's
with,
it.
and I have to enable them
Yeah.
to do what they do.
Yeah.
And when you got 5 or 6 people or 10 people or a group of people all doing what they're good at,
Oh my gosh, it's
man,
magic.
It's amazing what can happen.
It's magic.
Absolutely.
Into thy own self, be true. Be true to yourself and be honest with yourself. And it's okay to be honest with others. They're going to appreciate your honesty. I mean, truly, I know people, is it a weakness? No, it actually takes strength to say, look, I'm not good at this one piece.
No question
I've
about
got
it.
like 5 pieces I'm really not good at,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that happens within the walls of my company that I can't do. I mean, I
Right.
physically know how
Sure.
to do them.
Of course.
But there are some things that either I'm not good at or I don't enjoy doing them, so I don't put
Right.
my all into them.
Right.
And so surrounding myself with people like Zach
Yeah.
and like Brenda and some of the other people that we partner with
Right.
to help make the vision of our company or the vision of our clients become
That's
a
it.
reality
Right.
is what makes teamwork
Yeah.
makes the dream work,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
so-
and it's a lot about community. I mean, I think one of the great things about our town, we live in Owosso, Michigan, and people are like, "Where's Owosso?" Right?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
right.
Do it, Tony. Do the
Which way
mitten.
is the
Come
bell?
on.
It's this
Here we
way.
go. Okay, where
We're, like,
are we?
right here.
We're
Yeah,
right
that's-
there.
that's about right,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We
My-
have
my left phalange.
so a lot of people are like, "Well, it's such a small town." I'm going to tell you what. If you've never been here, this
Zach,
town
cue the
is
music.
packed. Yeah, right.
I was
John-
born in a small town.
That's
John
it.
Cougar Mellencamp.
That's it.
Song, yeah.
Right?
It's his
right?
favorite song.
It's your
I was
favorite
like-
song. There you go. It's
Yeah.
a small town with a really big heart, and we
Yeah.
have a lot of assets here. I mean, it's kind of incredible.
Yeah.
If you really think about it and you compare us to other small towns, we got it going on.
Yes, we do.
I mean, people need to
Yeah.
come, and that's what I said to you earlier when I was saying, I used to have to sell Owosso, and
Mm-hmm.
I still do to some extent to get people. Oh, I won't do well at the market. Owosso's a small town. Really? Because
Yeah.
my cheese guy comes from Grand Rapids. I got a tea lady comes from Ann Arbor. I'm thinking there's markets right around their corner.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
they outsell. So I can tell you, the cheese guy comes. He goes to 9 different markets, and a lot of times that's a big thing. A lot of the vendors, that's their living.
Yeah.
They go to markets all over. He goes to 9. Owosso outsells every
Yeah.
single time.
I love the cheese curds.
I
love
mean,
'em.
so don't tell the cheese guy. And if
Yeah.
he's listening, I'm going to feel really bad. I don't like cheese.
Oh, I won't tell him.
But I love the cheese man,
Yeah.
and I knew we needed cheese, so
Yeah.
I was like, "Look, everybody loves cheese. I'm probably the only one that doesn't
You know,
like
you hit on
cheese."
something there, though. We've talked about this a lot in the office. When it comes to design
Yeah.
or creating videos or creating
Right.
anything, it's not always just about what I like.
No,
Because I'll go on YouTube and I'll see a video that has like 10 million views, and I'm like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Right.
But 10 million people obviously
Right.
found it entertaining. So I
Right.
think when you're doing something, it can't always be about what you like. You
It
have to
isn't.
listen to the people.
Yes.
Be
Yeah.
a man or a woman of the people.
Right.
When I was in the hotel business, I found it extremely important. Every day we would pull up customer reviews and we
Sure.
would read them because I thought we need to listen to the
Yeah.
guests. I would come down once or twice a week and have breakfast with the guests
Right.
to hear what they're having to say.
Sure.
And maybe there was something about the hotel that I liked,
Right.
an amenity we offered, or amenity that we decided not to offer, but then a customer would want that. And
Yeah.
so listening to what multiple people are telling you and being willing to
Right.
adapt, because it's not always just about what you like. And I think that's one of the things that's made the farmers market very successful is there's such a diversity of offerings.
and that's what we look
And
for.
it's not just all of what Tracy likes, but it's
No.
a lot of
No, I
and-
tell the truth. There's
yeah.
some I don't like.
Yeah.
But I do know how important it is. So there's always a balance. People ask, how do you decide if you're going to bring something in? That's such a great question because I have to balance. I can't have too much of the same product. I don't want to inundate the market and then hurt my already vendors that are already there, right, to hurt their bottom line, which is their living. So I really have to balance it. I have to think, is this a good fit for the market?
For sure.
Are people looking for this? Do we already have it? Is it too much of it? Or is there enough, is it enough difference where it sets it apart that there is going to be a clientele that really want it, but it's also not going to hurt my current people? So it's more than just like, oh yeah, I'll take you because you signed up.
Yeah,
There's like a vetting process of like, okay, tell me your story. Where does it come from? Do you make it? Is it, all that kind of thing before you decide, yeah, you can be part of our family. And going back to what you said about the feel of the market and why people love it, that is why you love it, is because the feel of it. It has an energy. It has an energy in of itself. There's definitely a sense of community and fellowship and
No
all
question.
those really warm, fuzzy feelings.
I
right?
have to say, I always enjoy it when, and I know most weeks there are, but whenever there's like a live musician
I love
performing,
it.
just adds a little something.
I love it.
It just adds a little something. So
So one of my goals this year is actually to do that every single Saturday, and that's
Yeah.
this here. So here's one of the things: I can't do that, right? I can't take
play
that.
music?
Well, I mean, I could pretend to play music, but I
can,
mean,
but it won't
I
be that
can't.
great.
Right? I don't think it's going to be
yeah,
me.
you don't want to ask us to do that.
No, so I'm out looking for an ambassador actually who's a music lover who has his finger on the pulse of
Jordan
the music
Silvis.
and who can
Jordan
yeah no
Silvis.
but who
Oh,
could
he's a
who could
veteran.
Yeah.
who could say hey, I'll be your music ambassador. What does that mean? I'm going to help Tracy line up music and find
Yeah.
some funding to pay some local bands to come play every Saturday. It's
Yeah.
been my dream.
But
It's
even-
still on the list.
Even if it's just a person playing the guitar.
Oh my gosh,
or-
yeah.
I mean, that's just cool.
Well,
to
the
hear
Busters, I love
Yeah,
the Busters, and I welcome
absolutely.
them, and I'll just pop them in on a corner. They're welcome to come there.
No question,
Family-friendly music. I'm just going to add that part because, well,
Yeah,
we are
absolutely.
family-friendly
No question about
venue.
it. Yeah. Well, I've had friends come from out of town.
Right.
My wife's from New York.
Oh, okay.
So when I moved her to Owosso, she was like, no, she's not from New York City, but she's from
Okay.
upstate, and where she grew up was much more robust, especially when we moved back. This was 2002, I think.
Right.
So then it was like there was a lot of apathy about Owosso in those
Sure.
days.
I remember those days.
But I mean, I even have friends. Like I have one friend that grew up here, and he's moved to Connecticut, and he lives in a very near Hartford, Connecticut, which
Okay.
is very cultural city,
Right.
and lots of outdoor stuff. And he came here, and he just said to me, "I'm blown away by downtown." He's like,
Yay.
"There's so many things happening down there." He saw the
Yay.
farmers market. He just thought it was really cool to see his hometown kind
Nice.
of making that comeback. So
Yeah. It's been nice. It's been nice to be part of the journey, and I anticipate it's going to continue. I have not a shadow of a doubt
Yeah.
that this growth and the curve that we were on for a while, that's just going to keep going straight forward.
So I think the
I'm
farmers
excited.
market is a great picture of really the benefits of establishing partnerships.
That's important.
Collaborating with people.
Yeah.
But I think I want to move back into entrepreneurs.
Sure.
A lot of our listeners are entrepreneurs, business owners, and
Right.
I think that there's so many entrepreneurs
Right.
that I've met and come across that are just afraid
Yeah, it's
to
understandable.
get involved with other companies that
Sure.
they deem as a competitor, or someone's going to take some of their market share,
Right.
or someone that and then they always
Fear.
think someone's got an angle, they're
Yeah.
trying to take something from me.
Sure.
Why do you think, and maybe you've experienced this, why do you think so many people are afraid to just partner with
Well,
other people?
I think at the core of that is human nature tends to be fear-based a lot.
Skeptical.
Yeah, it's kind of the unfortunate part, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really a fear-based person. So
I'm not either.
I really have a lot of faith in
I'm
people.
over-trusting sometimes.
Me too. But I will tell you that I've had bad experiences in partnerships. I'm not going to lie about that. So what I learned in those, which I think is a teachable moment, right? If we can walk away from it and say, what could we do better next time? Which I hope you always reevaluate that as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Therein lies your growth, right? How can I be better at this? Well, the way you can be better at it, and typically why it fails, is lack of communication. So Tony, if you and I sat down together and we started talking about this idea about you coming down, one of the things I'm going to be sure is I'm going to understand what you expect from me. What are my to-dos? What are my action items that you anticipate are going to be mine? And can I handle those? Am I committed to that? Can I do it? And then what are going to be yours?
Right.
What's the longevity of this agreement? Is this like we're going to try it for a season, or hey Trace, can I be as flexible as to like shoot you a text and say, hey, can we come this Saturday? And I go, sure, Tony, no problem. So that we're picturing it and imagining it and talking through the process, right? A clear understanding, what is your hat? What is mine?
Right.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it can really be, I know it can be very successful. It can be a win-win, but clear communication, as with every part of your life, the success of every relationship is the ability to communicate clearly, honestly, kindly, and from your passion, if you're bringing to the table and I'm saying, Tony, come on, this is what I can do. And by the way, you doing that gives value to my market too.
Absolutely.
I mean, you're giving me exposure otherwise I don't have. So this really would be a win-win. So this is actually a perfect example to use.
Yeah.
So some of the partnerships I've experienced in the past that have been super successful, I can honestly tell you, it's for a couple different reasons. One, the relationship that I had with that person or have and continue to have. I value that. It's really important to me. I want you to feel good about our experience. I want you to leave from this experience and feel better than you did when we started this conversation. That's my ultimate goal. Doesn't mean it's everybody's. Right? But if you're both coming to the table with pure intent of like, how can we make this cool? How can we make a Thursday night and a family experience where people want to come downtown, listen to live music? What can we add to that? Who can bring that to us? Is it the Castle people? Is it the OHC? Can we combine them? And the amphitheater and the market? And let's bring downtown Owosso into it. They should be in it. Yeah, let's bring it. What does it mean? Downtown Owosso is going to do the posters. They're handling that. Everybody takes their own thing, but it's clear communication.
Yeah.
And that's the success. And
Yeah.
so the fear is a real fear. It's
Yeah.
not going to go well, right? I'm going to do all the heavy lifting. But here's the other thing that people need to think about is we get to share resources.
Right.
If I bring you to the table, I don't have to work
Right.
near as hard on this, right?
Sure.
I don't have to be the person who's good at a podcast. By the way, this is fun. I might like this. But I don't have to be great at it, right? I don't have to
Correct.
bring the equipment. You're doing that,
Yep.
right? I'm going to bring you the people.
Yeah.
What are you going to do, Trace? I'm bringing you some people, Tony.
Yeah.
And they're going to be
Perfect.
ready to talk, right?
Yeah.
And we're going to have fun. So a lot of it is just clear communication. It's knowing what skill sets you're bringing. It's defining how the process is going to work and talking through it, and then execution. So it's really good. Honestly, I'm a man of my word, and I'll do a handshake any day of the week. But it's not a bad idea to have a contract.
Yeah, I was going to say the
It
same thing.
really isn't. It
Yeah.
really isn't, and that's not to lend to the fear part.
And I would say especially with people you have a relationship
Sure.
with. Because misunderstood
That's it.
expectations
Yeah.
can really damage relationships.
It can, and you
Yeah.
need those, and you want those. You
Yeah.
want, like I said, you want this to be good. You want this to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So just go in with a really clear, I would say, how do I make it work? Don't be afraid of it. Go in with really clear expectations of who's doing what. Put it in writing, right? Put it
Yeah.
in writing, and continue to communicate and reevaluate. So
Yeah.
if it's like a one-day thing or it's an event and you're all coming to the table to pull this off, evaluate it at the end.
Yeah.
What worked really well? What could we do better next time? And be
Yeah.
open to those things. It just helps you be who you are and shine even brighter.
For sure.
But you want to bring other people in. I think collaborations and partnerships are just amazing. I love them, but I really do understand why they're scary.
Yeah.
I do.
Uh-huh.
I know why people are
Well,
afraid
yeah,
of it.
maybe you're scared because of past experience.
Sure.
Maybe you've been burned. Maybe
Yep.
you've been over trusting.
Yep.
And you've been on that bad side, and that's
And
why
I
I
have.
think, and I
Yeah.
have too,
Yeah.
many times.
I think we
And
all have.
When I started my business, like I would just handshake agree with
Sure,
everybody,
of
and then what I
course.
found is their expectations were different than
That's
mine.
right.
Mine were different than theirs.
Right.
It made things difficult, and so we do everything with a contract
That's
now,
it.
just so that we can be clear about expectations.
Yeah.
And that way, if the business relationship at some point dissolves,
Right.
there's still a personal relationship. Because
That's
to
it.
me, there's no
Yeah.
business relationship that supersedes the importance of a personal relationship
Nothing.
with somebody. And a lot of times you go into something with somebody thinking, oh, this is going to be great.
Yeah.
A friend, a family member, or someone you've known for a long
Right.
time. And everybody has a different way of doing things.
I know.
And and so then it just turns out to be disappointing and hurt feelings. And, so I think that it's just important.
It is
that,
very
number one, you
important.
be open
Yes.
to collaborating with the right people, partnering with the right people.
Mm-hmm.
There's the whole idea of guilty by association. That could be a good thing.
Yeah.
We are proud to be associated with some of the brands we are. And we have determined as a company here at AZ that we don't want to just have a client business relationship.
Sure.
We want to establish partnerships.
Right.
And so we don't do a ton of one-off projects where we just, hey, let's design you a logo and send it to you and you're good. Our motto is growing your brand from A to Z. So we want to establish a partnership with you and really
Right.
help your brand. And so we love getting to tell people that we're associated with Johnny V's. that
Sure.
We're associated with Crooked Tree Nursery. That
Sure.
we're associated with Woodworth Commercial or
Right.
Corey Shook Real Estate and Associates. And the list goes on.
On
I mean,
and
we're
on,
So
right.
many great brands that we're involved with, and we get to just be a little bit part
Yeah.
of their success. And they recognize that we've been able to help them do something that maybe they couldn't do on
Sure.
their own. And I just think that if you're an entrepreneur or any type of business owner
Right.
and you're trying to do everything on your own,
Oh.
or even if you haven't partnered with your own employees, there's a lot
Right.
of people that view their employees as my minions or my plebes or my slave. You have to view your employees as partners.
Right.
They are a partner in what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And if they don't buy into your vision or what you're
Yes.
trying to do, and if you don't listen to them,
To listen to them,
and
right.
even allow them to be happy in the work environment,
Right.
then you're going to lose.
Well,
You're
your
going to
employees are the
lose.
heart of who you are. Let's be real. I mean,
Yeah.
what kind of business are you running that you're it?
Yeah.
You're the be all end all. I mean, if you have employees, and I feel the same way about the downtown Owosso Farmers Market. My vendors are the heart of who I am. I show up every Saturday and I, wave my magic wand and I put this person here and this person here and I do the events, but my vendors are the heart of who I am.
For sure.
I mean, they're the reason you're all coming out. I may make it feel cool and have a cool special event, but I mean, it's important. Like you say, it's all about the relationships, and it really does come back to that.
Yeah.
And being an entrepreneur is not an easy thing.
Right.
It really isn't. It
Well-
can be challenging. It can be super rewarding, but it is a lot of work. And anybody who's done it
And it,
knows
and it requires humility, I think,
does.
to recognize that you need help.
It really does.
It does, and it's not weakness, as you mentioned
It's
earlier. I think
not.
it takes strength to say,
Yeah.
I need help with
I
this.
need help with this.
And even to your employees, to tell
Yeah.
them, you're better than this
Yeah,
at me. And
absolutely.
let them understand that, and let them take ownership of that. And then with your partners or your clients or people you're collaborating with, letting them understand why you're coming to
Sure,
them. And,
sure.
and giving them the praise that they deserve.
Right.
Like, I'm coming to you because you are a great
Yeah.
representation of what we're trying to do. You're a great brand that I want to be involved with, or people are going to love what you have to offer. I mean, sometimes people just aren't willing to admit somebody's
Sure.
good or better than them, and
Yeah.
I just think that's such a dangerous place
It
to
is.
be.
It really is.
And you can't live life that way. You can't do
No.
business that way,
No.
and living in intimidation and insecurity. And it's very
fear,
real, though.
fear is a big thing,
It's
and
very
people,
real.
you feel it. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I think that the benefits far outweigh the dangers, and I think
Sure.
go it the right way. And so maybe I want to talk for a second about the best way to approach somebody,
Sure.
because maybe you're thinking of somebody, you're listening, you're thinking, I know of somebody that I would like to collaborate with, or somebody I
Right.
would like to work on a project with. I mean, I have a new idea every day.
Yeah,
And so
me too.
And my first thought is, who else can I get involved?
Right,
So
right.
some of this I think comes naturally to
Yes,
me.
me
'Cause
too.
I'm just going to be honest. Like, I don't want to do all the work.
No.
I like to have ideas, but I
Yeah.
don't want to do all the
No,
hard stuff.
I know.
And so I want to do the fun things that I know that I'm.
Exactly.
And even some of the things that I deem as fun,
Yes.
other people might look at as a nightmare because it's not their thing. And so
Right.
my natural inclination is to think of who can I get on
Who
board
can I get on board?
with this.
Yeah.
And so, but in your experience, you've approached a lot of businesses.
A lot of businesses.
And I'm
a
sure
lot
you've had some
of-
say yes and some say no. But what have you found is the best way to approach people? When
So
it
I'm
comes
going
to
to say something that's probably not going to be popular, but again, I told you.
Don't worry,
I'm
only-
telling the truth.
Only 6 people are listening, so
Don't ask. Don't ask for. Don't ask for something free.
yeah.
You know, if you're
Yeah.
if you're really honestly like,
100%.
don't ask for something free.
Yep.
You know, if you want to ask for time, if you want to ask for your expertise, if you want to ask, all those things, or even a discount or something, but don't ask for something free. I ran a store for a period of time here in downtown Owosso Market on Main, and I have to tell you, my experience of people coming in and asking for a donation. And as I say this, I'm not at all against donating, and I do it all the time. The reason I'm lending caution to people that may be going into places, certainly downtown businesses. I actually had a lady walk in and said, "Oh, I've never been here before. This is such a cool place, and can you donate to this?"
Yeah.
That doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
So, first cautionary is a little bit different than what you're talking about, but a cautionary
The
tale.
compliment sandwich.
Yeah, the compliment sandwich. Oh, this is such a cute place. Can I have something?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
So I would definitely not. I would never do that. I'm definitely more leaning to the side of like I want to ask somebody to be partner or relationship
Yeah.
or collaboration. First off, if
Something
I've
that's
already
mutually beneficial.
yeah, like, does it make sense? Like, would it make sense? Of course, it makes sense talking about you doing a podcast. Does that make sense? Absolutely. It's what
Yeah.
one of the things Tony does. Great.
Yeah.
Tony, what do you think about this idea? That would make sense for me to come to you and say, hey,
Yeah.
let's do this,
Yeah,
right?
and it gives us great exposure. I mean, there's
Right.
benefit for both of
And
us.
so that leads to the next one. Make it a win-win.
Yeah.
Let's not ask somebody to do something where they're not receiving value out of it. Now, it could be just the value of participating. Like you say, sometimes people I want to put my name on that poster. I want to say I was part of Moonlight. I want to wear that T-shirt that said I was on the planning committee, because, by the way, you can't be on the planning committee and can't get a T-shirt unless you are. So
Yeah, that's right.
that's a really good way to get people on your planning committee. So there's a
Yes.
little secret too. But I would basically just say, already knowing what you're needing. So what's your lack? What can somebody bring to the table, right?
Yeah.
And then making sure that they're going to get something out of it too. What's their
Absolutely.
win? So not just for me. What are they going to get?
Well, I
right?
have a perfect example of this.
Yeah.
And it's the podcast.
Okay.
I started the podcast just because I wanted the opportunity to meet other entrepreneurs.
Sure.
Or to be able to sit down and talk with them about their story.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to be able to do that, and I thought, instead of just going to have coffee with them, let's record it and let's put it out there for other
I
people
love
to
it.
hear. And it was never about making money.
Right.
Matter of fact, we've spent quite a bit of money on the
Sure.
podcast and have never made a dime.
Sure.
Zach, how many subscribers do we have on YouTube?
We have 102, I believe.
102.
Hi, 102
Yeah, now they
people.
say the first 100 is the most difficult, so we're well on
Okay.
our way there.
Look at you're going. You're building. Here you go.
Yeah, exactly. And we get a significant amount of audio downloads. Most people listen to podcasts instead of watching them.
Sure.
But I have asked a lot of people to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've had 30 guests. And
Right.
we're booked all the way until April.
Good.
And so I've had at least 4 businesses call me and say, how much do you charge to be on your podcast?
Oh, interesting.
And the first question I get from everybody is, do you make money doing your podcast?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Right.
And the answer when someone says, how much does it cost to be on your podcast? The answer is, it doesn't cost anything. We just want to come let you hear your story.
Sure.
And the reason that is, and I've thought about this a lot, because who doesn't want to make money doing
Right.
something you enjoy?
Of course.
But I don't want to go. I imagine there are businesses that would pay me to be on the podcast.
Right.
But I don't feel confident right now that our audience is broad enough to really be able to provide value.
Sure.
I don't want to just say, hey, pay me because I'm doing this. And I want to feel in my heart of hearts, that if I charged you money to come get business exposure or maybe read an ad on the podcast, that I know that you're getting enough exposure that you might have a return on that investment.
Right.
And I think that it's important that so many people are just trying to find a way to make a buck.
Yeah.
And they're not really offering value.
Right.
Even within our business, AZ Business Solutions, we are very particular about our pricing. I want to charge what our market will
Sure.
hold, but I also want to make sure that I'm providing value.
Right.
That I know there are graphic designers that charge 5 times what I charge,
Right.
or web designers that charge 5 times what I charge. But I also think that maybe their capabilities are a little bit more, or maybe they have more experience, or
Right.
whatever, or maybe they're in a different market that
Right.
can hold that type of price tag. But I want to make sure that when somebody does business with me, that they thought, I got some value out
Sure.
of that.
Win-win.
And exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think that when you approach somebody, it can't just be about what you get out of the
Right.
relationship. And I would say if it's only about what you can get out of it, then don't.
Then don't do
Don't
it.
approach them.
I would say the same thing.
See how you can benefit them.
Right.
Because if you're a business owner, you do get solicited all the time.
All the time. That's what I'm saying. That's why I told this
and
story.
I'm with you about sponsorships and
Me too.
and donating. I want to do that.
I do too.
But one of the first questions I ask when someone says, well, do you want to donate to this? Well, where does it go? Who
Right.
sees it?
Who sees
not,
it?
Not that I'm trying to be stingy, but
No.
I'm not, such a wealthy business that I just
Right.
have dollars to throw around. I want to
We
make
aren't
sure
either.
that there's going to be some potential
Right.
for return.
And most downtown
And,
businesses aren't either.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's shifting, and a lot of people are recognizing the importance. So you have to spend your money locally
Yeah.
for it to continue to be local.
Absolutely.
I mean, that economic impact is huge. But if you don't understand that, and you go to a big box store, we won't name them, and you don't go to your downtown, that has a direct effect on whether I can afford dance lessons for my daughter, or my car to be fixed locally, or all those things. I mean, the economic impact of small business is huge. And it's the same for the farmers market, by the way. The economic impact of a farmers market is much larger than what people think.
For sure.
And it's, of course, going back to build the relationships,
So I think, if you're still listening today and you've heard what we're saying, I believe what we're both trying to say is, number one, understand what you're good at.
Yes.
Don't try to wear too many hats.
No.
Because you will.
You'll burn out.
You'll burn out.
And it'll be
then
bad.
what you once loved,
Yes.
will just become this mundane, monotonous job that you
It
have
won't
to
be
do.
pretty.
It will take all the fun out of it.
Yes.
And so establish those right relationships, partnerships,
Right.
collaborations, whether it be employees, whether it
Yeah.
be volunteers, whether it be other businesses,
Right.
whatever it is your organization is looking for, you got to have those things.
You do.
And then most importantly, make sure that when you are going to approach somebody, that you're not just in it for what you can get
That's
out of
it.
it, but you look at how this will benefit both parties.
That's it.
And when you do that, I think it will be very easy
It's easy.
for people to
You're
want to
gonna-
partner with you, and you partner
You're
with
going to
them.
get a lot of easy yeses.
Yeah.
You're going to probably be surprised at
Yeah.
how many people just instantly, without you even getting the whole idea out of your mouth, say yes.
Yeah. I think self-awareness is the number one trait any entrepreneur or leader
Absolutely.
should have, but I also think self-interest is probably the thing that you should fight the most.
Yes.
Because all of us have it.
Of course.
We all have
Well, it's
an-
human nature.
You watch two kids together, two little infants, and they're gonna fight over what they don't have.
Right.
Self-interest is kind of it's a natural thing, but you got to fight that, and you
Just like
can't-
the ego.
Exactly.
Got to
Don't-
quiet that ego.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Tracy, we could talk about this for hours.
I know,
and, I'm
right?
sure we're gonna have other opportunities to talk about this, but I want to ask you a question. I asked
Sure.
most of our guests this,
All right.
and that is, what would you say to 20-year-old Tracy Peltier?
Oh,
Well, she wasn't Peltier at that time. Right?
She wasn't. She sure is glad she is, though. I would say don't sweat the small stuff. It's all small.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah,
Awesome,
I really
awesome,
would.
awesome.
I really would.
Well, listen, thank you again
You're very
for being on our
welcome.
show. There are so many valuable things that we hit on today, and I think that will be
Good.
a help to the right people.
Good.
And after the podcast, I really do want to have a conversation about
I
this,
do too.
this outdoor broadcast. I think we
Yeah.
could have a lot of fun with it.
I think we could
and,
too.
I think it'll be awesome.
I'm excited.
But right now
Yes.
is the segment in our show that we call Say It in 60.
Say it in 60.
We have a spinning wheel that has some
Okay.
fabulous prizes
All right.
donated by our generous
Okay.
clients, some of our
Oh,
generous
really?
clients.
What do I do
So
here?
you got to push that middle button. It'll spin the wheel.
Am I doing this one?
Yep.
Oh, you guys, this is fun.
Yeah. What did you get there?
Oh, I got a free stay at the Pines.
A free stay at the Pines.
Pines. By the
Now,
way, if you don't know, the Pines is a wonderful place to stay when you're in Owosso.
it really, really is.
Yeah, we've got some awesome places to
Actually,
stay. You should come spend the night
my
here.
in-laws are staying there right now.
Yeah.
No, the Pines
Are
is
they?
fantastic.
Your
yeah.
in-laws are staying there right now.
Yeah, they just got in from New York last night. So
Oh,
yeah.
they're going to have fun.
I wouldn't put my in-laws up there if it wasn't a
I
beautiful
mean,
place
well,
because you don't want to hear it from your in-laws.
I
right?
mean, I don't want to, I wasn't going to say it, but I was like, good thing you did.
Yeah, the Pines Country Inn located here in Owosso.
It's nice.
30 rooms.
It's very nice.
Very nice on the
Yes.
inside. Pillow top memory foam mattresses.
I mean, really, what else do you
42-inch
need?
HD
Come on.
TVs, high-speed
Serious.
internet.
Look it.
It's a really, really nice place. So
I'm excited.
you can get a free night, but
Okay.
you have to say it in 60.
So I have to answer questions
I'm
within
going to give
60
you 10
seconds.
questions.
Okay.
We're going to put 60 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
And if you can answer all 10 of these questions in
Okay.
60 seconds,
All right.
then you'll go home with some fabulous prizes, that being
A
feel
free
like-
stay at the
free
Pines
stay.
Hotel.
I feel like I'm on like Wheel of Fortune.
You are.
I
mean,
really
this is
like
better.
this. This is better. Okay.
This
all
is
right.
Say It in 60.
Say it in 60. Okay.
No Easy Way Out podcast.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, ready?
A to Z. Okay. I'm ready.
Sorry.
I'm ready.
Time's ready. Zach, tell us.
Time starts now.
All right. What is a must-read book?
The monk who sold his Ferrari.
What is a daily habit that everyone should do?
Meditate.
What is your favorite podcast?
Anything that meditates.
What is a must-watch movie?
I don't watch TV.
What is your why?
Because I love.
What is your best piece of advice?
Don't sweat the small stuff. It's all small.
What is your
Killing it.
favorite quote?
Oh, a day without laughter isn't a day.
I love that.
Thank you.
Who do you look up to?
My husband.
All right.
I know
last-
I could get
Last
sappy.
question. How much time we got left?
She has 25 seconds
25
left.
seconds, so take your time.
Okay.
What does success mean to you?
Making other people's lives more enjoyable.
Making other people's life more
Did
enjoyable?
she get it in time?
I think so. How much time do
She
you have left?
did. 15 seconds left.
That's a record. That is a record.
it?
Nobody has
Record,
done
yeah.
it with 15 seconds to spare.
Well, I
so
know
great
when I
job.
said know thy own self be true. That's because I know myself.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. Very, very good. So we'll get you that gift
I'm
certificate.
excited. That's nice,
You can
you
go stay
guys.
at the Pines, or you
All
can
right.
give it to a friend. But have a wonderful stay there.
Thank
And I know you will
you.
enjoy that. And we appreciate the collaboration that we have with the Pines
Anytime.
Country Inn
Yeah.
and the collaboration we have with you.
Of course.
And we're excited to talk about future things together.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on our show today. We hope that you learned. We hope that you will take these things to heart, that you will establish the right partnerships in your relationships, in your business relationships, in your organization, in your events, and that you will view those things the right way. And most importantly, again, as I want to reiterate and double down on, make sure that when you approach somebody, whether it be another business, whether it be another entrepreneur, that you're coming to them with something that you truly can feel in your heart and know in your heart that it will benefit both parties. And I think that it will help you out. Zach, do we got anything else? I always forget.
If this is your first time here or you're not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell.
Click the
so
notification
you know
bell.
when the new videos come out or the new episodes every Monday.
Every Monday
And you'll be all set.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we put little clips on just about
Little
every day.
clips
We
on Instagram and
post almost
Facebook.
every day on YouTube.
Yeah.
And great content. Honestly, we're not just saying it because we do it, although that is a nice reason why. You get to look at Zach every episode, so if you're a single
Zach.
lady, that will,
We're
the eye
loving
candy
on
of the
Zach.
show.
I love it.
but there is great content, and if you're an entrepreneur or business owner, I guarantee you these stories that we've been hearing and experiences, the invaluable experiences that these people have been so generously shared with us will benefit you and will help you. And so please join us. You can find us anywhere you can find a podcast and subscribe to that YouTube channel, and we'd love to have you be a part of our audience. We'd love to be part of just a little bit of inspiring you every week. As my mother always says, you can't and never could until you tried. So go out there and try something great, my friends, and don't take the easy way out. We'll see you next time.